Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about my disposition, Dungeons and Dragons, and my disposition to the OSR, old school rules community, right? The old school rules games, old school rules as an element, as a catalyst, right? So I recently did a number of videos on Indestructible Boy, and I said, Indestructible Boy, I think if you look at the last 50 videos, right? And the reality is, your channel is a fire hose of D&D hate. You just constantly hate on Dungeons and Dragons, and you stated that quality on Dungeons and Dragons has been going down since 2019. And so I'm like, hey, if you're saying that the quality on something has been going down for 4 years, but you're still covering it, you should stop talking about that thing, because you legitimately, by the numbers, in my humble opinion, hate Dungeons and Dragons, so you should stop talking about it, right? Like, and that was my respectful request from this. Just like, stop talking about D&D, move on to something you actually love, right? So I got back in my comments from more than one, commenter. Hey, Scott, isn't this the same for you and OSR? So I don't think that is the same. So one, I don't constantly talk about the OSR in a bad light. I recently did no less than a half a dozen to a dozen videos on Shadow Dark, praising it, praising its creator, praising the OSR. So I don't think that's true, right? And in addition to that, I do entire segments of material that doesn't talk about the OSR at all, right? However, at the end of every video, I said, please give me your feedback. It's important. I want to hear your humble opinion. Give me your feedback, right? So it's wrong for me to sit here and not listen to people who are saying, Scott, this is an issue on your side too. So I'm going to take the challenge. So one, Squicky Gamer was one of the people who called this out. So I want to say thank you for calling this out and giving your honest opinion. And I'm going to do something about it, right? So I'm going to challenge myself right now. I am not going to talk in every video going forward for 1 week. I'm not going to talk about the OSR, or I'm going to say something nice about the OSR. I'm going to challenge myself to listen to my own, my own commenters, the people who are engaged with my channel, and do what they ask, right? And I am a listen. I watch and listen to. I mostly listen to Indestructible Boy, but I think that's the same. If you're using YouTube as like a podcast, I think you're on the cutting edge of technology. I think that's a big thing. Like, I don't think watching YouTube is required. I think listening is quite fine, right? In fact, I'm shocked when people are like, "Oh, I couldn't see your face in that video and it upset me." I'm like, "Whoa, I'm okay." Like, I didn't. All right, yeah. I assume most people listen to my stuff, but it's, hey, each to his own, man. So I'm gonna do what my commenters are asking. I'm gonna take an entire week and see if I can get through and not talk about the OSR, or talk about it nicely and say good things about the OSR, right? So I'm taking this challenge. I'm trying to be responsive to the people who are engaged with my channel, and I'm hoping Indestructible Boy was the same. I definitely challenge you, Indestructible Boy, to not talk about D&D for a week, or only say nice things about it. I would really love to see that, right? Indestructible Boy, I am defeating you. Like, I engage with my people better than you do. If I'm successful, let's see what happens. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, which I'm going to try to listen to and do what you're asking. It's not going to happen all the time, but I'm definitely going to try to be responsive. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.